Testing. Okay. Go up. Capture mic boost. Right. Good evening, everyone. Just been watching Fiery Drake's, the end of Fiery Drake's stream. Wow. Got a very well populated room already. Yeah. So I'm just going to try and keep this down to a pretty short stream. I think it's the third or fourth I've done, maybe even the fifth. All the previous ones have been like 2 hours long, when I've just set out to do 30 minutes. So today I'm going to try and just do 30 minutes. So Fiery Drake, you won't have to stay awake too long, hopefully. We're just waiting for question time. I decided to make another form for the about. I'm not sure about this. My new god says I'm not going to be able to answer this question, I'm sure. Class form or design, but is not first class in the file. The illustrator requires that designers use the first class in the file. Okay, so so that was a question for purposely drifting. Thankfully. Purposely drifting is fantastic at answering questions. Cool. And JTV's got something to tell me. Purposely's hosted me. Thank you, Purposely. Hey, Connor. It goes alright. I'm kind of sleepy, because I had like 2 hours sleep at my, like, proper kind of night time. Had to wake up at about 7 o'clock this morning, which I managed to do, but then I kind of slept little bits throughout the day, and I just yeah, I did. Yeah, I am a bit groggy. So yeah, I literally just kind of woke up halfway through Fiery's stream. I managed to just catch the end, which was great. Yeah, cheers, man. It's 1:47 in the morning. 1:48. So yesterday we ended with a program that segfaulted. So yeah, we're just playing around with writing off the end of an array. That's what I was doing yesterday. So today, I think my plan was to just recap what I was doing. Really. Because that's what I've been tending to just keep going over what I've done the previous days, and I think that's been working okay. Like, I have been able to. Yeah, I did. Yeah, look. List all. Yeah, it's just the build sh and that's the binary. So I can't get any source out of that. That's all that contains. So yeah, I did wipe my code. Starting fresh today. And yeah, I'm basically just gonna do the same again, really. Although before I do, I think I'll just put some music on. Just turn that volume down a bit. And I think we'll go for. We usually have braid on, don't we? That's about 40 minutes, and I would like to go for about that long. Limbo's 20 minutes, I think that's too short. How long's the swapper? That's 28 minutes 25. I could do that, and then we could do let's finish off with some, I was going to say Allegoria, quite a long track. Oh yeah, all of her tracks are quite long actually. I think that could be okay actually. Just pop that down there. What have I missed? How do I do this? So I just got a mention. What's for this? Oh, Ishmael ZD is hosting me for 2 views. Oh, thank you, Ishmael ZD. And you're in the chat as well. Thank you. Intobot. So, right, yeah, let's go for it. Just do a bit of this T-Mux finagling. Hello, Mystical Puka. Nice name. And then I had the other window, didn't I? Just to do that. So yeah, I mean, don't ask me why I'm doing it in the Git directory, by the way, because I'm not committing anything. Yeah, I suppose it's just a bit of kind of habit. So really, I don't do much. I don't have much of a habit. That's what I've just started to do. Pretty sure that's all that I want to do. Am I Irish? I presume you're asking me. No, I'm not Irish. I'm from Manchester. In Manchester, England. Or is that purposely you're asking? Not always 100% easy to tell. What is going on here? I'm just practicing programming, Mystical Puka. Presuming that you're asking me. Okay. Yeah, I know. Right. So I've done this every time. Right, I still don't trust that I know how to do a printf or a main. Oh, and I haven't. Don't want to do CVP. Ah, yeah, right. So I've got this sanitized address on, haven't I? Tell you what, that's what I'll do. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do that crazy array. Right, good. I'm going to do that array again. I'm going to see if that sanitized thing has done anything. So previously I was doing that function, wasn't I? I'll just do the same again. So the function's going to take the float. It's going to take that. Pretty sure it's called an experiment. Let's look it up. I looked up something and remember got the wrong thing. Basically, I'm not. What's my programming? Well, I'm literally learning the basics, right? Why see? Because basically, well, I follow Handmade Hero, and the language used in Handmade Hero is mostly C, right? It's mostly C, but he uses, as the HOH what it's telling us, operator and function overloading, which are features of C++. Now, I haven't yet learnt what they are yet, so I don't know if I need them. But essentially, I'm using C rather than C++ because I feel like I kind of know C more than I know C++, and I'm going for more of the style of programming that Casey uses is compression-oriented programming. He calls it compression-oriented programming, as opposed to object-oriented programming. So I have no idea how I would go about doing object-oriented programming, but I think I know that if I were to do object-oriented, I'd be doing it in C++ rather than in C, or in something like C# or whatever, Java. And because I don't want to do that, I just pick C, basically. So yeah, I'm not really programming anything in particular, I'm practicing here. So literally what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to create a function here, which is a power function. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to make an array and fill the array. Yes, purposely speaks the truth. I am working up to writing asteroids. I'm going to write an array that I'm going to populate with the power function, and I'm also going to write off the end of the array, as I did yesterday, just to see what I can see, basically. Yeah, exactly. It is that. It's what Mike Acton was saying during Handmade Con. 30 minutes of programming and throw it away. Basically, that's what I'm doing. This person is lots of you want principles. Yeah. Oh, hang on. You mean me or Casey? Because if you mean Casey, then he. What are you talking about? Are you talking about the thing in here? Let's have a look. Desktop. Yeah, Casey used to. So this is Casey, and so hang on a minute. Well, yeah, I mean Casey hasn't done oops for years and years, so they may well be 15 years old. I don't know. But yeah, like purposely says, they just choose not to do it. Let's see if I can remember this. Actually set up equals should be using that really, so they don't see the typos. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, so I did computing at college, and the language that they were teaching there was Delphi. And I distinctly remember that they were talking about object-oriented programming, but I understood none of it. Right? I don't know if that's just a result of me being young and not paying attention, or kind of instinctively not gelling with my kind of thinking. What was the reason for saying that? Give me a second. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Oh yeah, purposely saying he's not a fan of it. Yeah. So it just didn't make sense to me. But then once Casey's Hammered Hero project started, it just seemed like so clear. You know, like it was clear to me how I was describing how computers work. I had learned that in college, so HMLZ, ZD, it's going well, and I'm just practicing. That's what I'm doing. I'm just practicing programming from basically the ground up. Yeah, kind of saying we fully understand concepts. I'm not sure I do. That's the thing, but I understand C. At least I feel like I understand C better than I understood Delphi back when I was in college. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm writing in C. C is the language. I can't really do the lang here because it's not actually. It's not this, right? It's just straight C, because I'm not using an operator and function overloading yet. I am writing a function, and then I will be writing an array to fill, writing an array which I'll populate using that function, and then I'm going to write off the end of that array and see what GDB and Valgrind tell me. Because cause I was doing the same thing yesterday, right? Insofar as discovered this switch that you can pass to Clang, and also Casey mentioned it as well when I asked him about this situation. The situation basically was that you can write off the end of an array without hitting a segfault by a certain amount. And in my case yesterday, I could write over it by 40 bytes, or 10 elements worth, before hitting this segfault. But GDB and Valgrind, neither of them found it. They didn't pick up on this error. So my hope is that this fsanitize address might do, basically. So that's what I'm gonna do. See if that actually does what I want it to. Yeah. So just kind of delving into, we're just exploring really, just experimenting, and just trying to solidify my understanding of what's going on, basically. Casey's the HMH guy. He is. Yeah, HMH bot. She knows her stuff. Oh mate, I know. I do have something to live up to. I've got to get that operating system built, haven't I? So let's just see if I've written that correctly. I think I might have done. Let's just call it power of something. is going to be... Actually, hang on a minute, I need to do that, I think. Power, I'm going to pass... I think today I'm going to pass an interesting number. I'm going to pass an actual float as this. Tell you what, let's let roll choose a number. Oh wow. Oh, have I just... T-Mux. Definitely not. Definitely don't have enough T-Mux food for this, guys. I want to see the chat. And I want to code at the same time. So I'm just going to fuss about with this again. This is going to that. Let's go to again. So yeah, Inside Bot, you are kind of the newest bot, I think. Because HMH Bot's been around for a while. Chronal Robot has been around for a while, but we haven't seen him for a while. Hope he's okay. So I'm going for the int number here. So we're going to go 6. And for the decimal, let's just do it out of... So 6.4. Oh wow, that's kind of a perfect number, I'd say. And the exponent, we're going to go up in... oh, this is where I was doing the array, wasn't I? I was going to put the exponent in there. So let me just set put an array again. So 4... I'm just copying a thing from the previous thing, so I'm not even thinking about this. I'm just going to know that this is what I want. Hold on a second. Why did that not go to the... Shouldn't that have gone to the... Shouldn't that have gone to there? Why is that not automatically going there? I don't know. But then we want to print off. Perhaps a bit of floats. Actually, I want to print off the array. Hang on a second. Oh right. No, that's not right at all. Because yesterday I had an array called an array. Which is 60 elements long. Yeah, HMH bots just showing off an array now. Look at that. All these bots just showing off their programming thing. Well, I'll tell you what, before I start to complicate things, let's just make sure that I'm actually doing this correctly. Yep. Do this put a new line thing, don't I? Ah. Well. That shouldn't be 0, obviously. float power is something you call power. So I'm calling power correctly. The power, the function is obviously wrong. So I want it to be a float. I've got to take the base and the exponent. Time equals 0 is less than the exponent plus x. So times the base. Return result. In here I'm calling that sorry, it's not that at all, is it? It's that. Although that's not going to help. Oh, it is going to help. That's interesting. So why did that help? Ah, right. Connor's doing Asteroids Quest. Should he follow the HMH platform layout, or should I use something like SDL, or maybe something else? I know I'm using SDL too. I feel like a copycat using it as well. Use it as well, mate. Yeah, I mean, I think the thing about the asteroids thing is it's just a way to exercise your programming thing. So I mean, I honestly don't know how advanced you are, Connor. I mean, I know you're more advanced than I am, but you could possibly use that as your 30 minutes programming, 30 minutes practicing thing, right? So yeah, doing it in SDL will be fine. Also doing it in Casey's, following Casey's platform layer, I think, will be fine as well. I'm hoping to work up to do the SDL thing. But then once I've got that, I will then be hoping to implement a bit more stuff. So I have ideas for like a full-blown game, basically, based on the basic premise of asteroids. So chances are we won't be doing exactly the same thing anyway. And, you know, even if we do have the same ideas, we'll probably come to different solutions. So yeah, just do whichever one tickles your fancy, really, I'd say. Cody and test right. Don't know if you're thinking I wanted to test my thing. Let's just double check that this is correct. I should go up by another something for, yeah. Okay. GDI plus. I think I do the Win32 platform layer just with different memory. Okay, cool. I mean, it would still be different, I'd imagine, even if you do SDL, because you're on Windows and I'm on Linux. So there will be slight differences, automatically, I'd imagine. So, float and array 16. For this. Yeah, I've heard that as well. My original plan actually was to use XCB. Don't know if you guys are familiar with this. But it's basically a lower level than SDL. There's also XLib. there's these two things which I could potentially have gone for. I think XEB is the lowest, and then you've got xlib on top of that, and then you've got like above that SGL just taking care of everything for you. I think I'm right in saying that. So that's going to be an array. 16 things big. Power something. Power something at that point is going to be the power of that by that. And for each one we're going to print out this power something. That's going to be it. Power of, oh no, hang on a second. That's going to be like the nth power, right? So honestly, right, I could do float to the power of that, kind of. Float to the power of that equals a float. So then what have we got? It's the... Oh, hang on a second, actually. Oh, that's a point. I need to be able to specify the... right, let's just put the base in there as well. What is it, 6.4? Because otherwise I haven't got a way to actually access that. So it's going to be the base. It's going to be the it's going to be the, I think it's going to be this, or something, no, actually I'll tell you what, that didn't sound right at all to me. Gosh, I can hear the music is like Eleguro, so that means I've already done 30 minutes. Blimey. Such progress. What am I missing? Oh, is that all? Oh man, can't I get those tissues? If that is less than the experiment. So, what is this? Do I just have to set everything up here? I don't remember having to. Have I just written it wrong? Is that what I've done? For while I is less than the size of the array, that's what it was. That was the problem, right? Size of the array divide by size of, and then I had this interesting thing from Connor, which was, I think we did it like that. expected expression. Float power something. Power something is equal to oh god, right, yeah, what the hell's that supposed to be? It's just sitting there. Yeah, that should be more correct, shouldn't it? Power of something. Variable size object may not be initialized. Oh god, of course, yeah, no. So I've already done it. God, now what? Let's type int. Really? Should have got some ints in there, haven't I? I thought that was one of the things, wasn't it? Because the I is an int, isn't it? It's double. I'm just totally winging this. I've got no idea what this is actually asking to do. Make this bigger. Let's type float. That's the point, I haven't actually used any pointers, have I? Although, that is kind of it, isn't it? Let's type int. The item is type float star. P or something. Oh, blimey, so that's worked. Well, 2 seconds. With a new line. So, what it's saying is 6.4 to the power of 1. Oh, right, it's printing out the address. Yeah, I don't want it to print out that, do I? I want it to print out the actual result. Tell you what, I'm going to be in the 20 minutes here probably, so I'll just whack on Limbo as well. Yeah, and again, I don't want that to be power something I. Oh, hang on a second. Can I just do that? That's more like what I want. And then I want this to be, I don't want it to be the pointer, I want this to be, this should be a float. And it should be the result of doing this calculation. It should be the result of this function. Surely. Oh, hang on a second, is it? Oh, hang on a sec. Yeah, but I don't necessarily want to dereference this, do I? Yeah, it's not that one either. Okay, so that is what I want. That's perfect. So what had I done wrong there? Was it just that I was trying to pass the whole power of something to it, wasn't I? Right, so, and all the numbers seem to be right to me as well. 6.4. Actually, I tell you what, could be nice. I don't think I've actually done this yet. Is it that how you do the number of decimal places? No, it isn't. Hang on a sec, I'm doing the wrong. Do it to the wrong one. It's not that. It's not that either. Kill pain. No, don't kill pain. Let me just look up the spec here. Printf. Decimal places. Oh, right. Wow, and we kind of need all decimal places for this number here, don't we? Interesting that once you get past this bit, they all seem to be like numbers. Ah, damn it! The stream dropped. Let's just take a look at OBS. Drop frame 0. Connor. 0 drop frames here. Not my fault. Minor buffer for a few. Yeah, sorry about the quality actually, guys, because I haven't got a very good connection. I'm only uploading at that speed. Right, 90 kilobits per second. So, yeah, nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid. So, let's just do this again. See, oh, wow. So we didn't get this before. Let me just remove this. Just to see if that is 100% what the F-sanitizer thing is doing. So I've built that. Yeah, that's awesome. So, without the F-sanitizer, I could just write off the end of the array. But with the F-sanitizer in, I build the same program, and I'm all of a sudden getting all this fantastic information. Let's just rewind here. So, got an address sanitizer stack for overflow and address, which is exactly what I'm doing at that address. Right of size 4 bytes that'll be, because these are floats that I'm writing into it. At that thread T0. So that is located in stack thread T0 at offset 96 in frame 0. This frame has one object. Parsing memory access offset 96 overflows this variable. That's awesome. This may be false positive, but the program uses some custom stack or unwind mechanism to swap context, which it doesn't. Long jump and C++ examples are supported. I don't know what long jump is. And this shouldn't be it shouldn't be a C++ exception. Interesting. So these are all zeros. Shadow bytes with a booking address. Presumably. Oh, this is telling you what it is. Stack, right, red zone. This is where I use it. Address, so, right, so if it's addressable then it's a 0. Partially addressable is the 01 to 07. I wonder what could be partially addressable. And then we've got the heat left red zone. So these things are actually F1s, so these are stack left red zone. And we've got F3s, which are stack right red zone. So interesting. So this is probably what Fiery Drake sent me yesterday. Just see if I can find it. This F16 as I remember. So it's this table here we're talking about. Just stack. So red zone. So the variable size, Fiery was saying that that is what contains my actual information. And yesterday we were finding that we were writing up the up the it was actually up the source, right? So where's my cursor? So we declared this power something here. And I also declared just a variable. Did I have to use it? I don't even think I had to use it. Actually, maybe I printf'd it. I don't remember what I did. Variable is equal to float. So this is what I did yesterday, and when we kind of stepped, or when we wrote further than when we wrote past the end of the array, it started to write into this. In fact, I need to do that, don't I? So you actually set that up like that. Could have been an int, actually. Could have been anything. Let's just see if I can actually show you exactly what I'm talking about. So this is going to run. So we've written off the end of the array. But if we do this in GDB, right? Can I remember how to do this? Connor's getting 100 FPS on point just on nothing. Nice. I haven't even got to the point where I can count my frames per second. So, I don't necessarily need to see the source. I can't remember what you do. But I do know that I need to break on line 21. So let's just print out it's 22.8, so print my okay, cool, so I'm go through the loop. So let's just print power something. Surely I should be able to do that, shouldn't I? Oh. So this is, so we've got a 1 in there. We've got oh, why is that sure there should be 6.40000, shouldn't it? What am I missing here? Go there, and that's just iterating. And printf, yeah, so this is filling in the array. I don't know. Or maybe it just wasn't populated. Oh, it was. It's kind of interesting, actually. Because that's printing out Is this just float precision? Is that what we're saying? It's just float precision problem. Yeah, just before I do any more, I've got variable. Variable is still 4, right? Where are we in the array? We're at the 15th. Okay, so if I step through now to the next one, we'll be at the 16th, and we are off the end of the array. Right, so power something. I mean, it's going to be full, right? But then if I print out variable, we should see that it's a bogus number. We don't. Why is that? I is 16. Right. We agree that I is 16. Let's step again, but I think that's the end of the array, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Wonder why that happened. Because basically we found out yesterday that as I wrote off the end of the array, it would start to screw up values. Let's just make that into. Let's just iterate further. Break on line 21 again. So it's just still. This is normally what we're missing here. We'll have to get to build or something. Okay. So let's just try to print the variable. Yeah, so there you go. So you start to screw up. Let's just quit and let's just try and establish when that happens. So just print out variable. Actually, I tell you what, maybe I could actually print out a variable down there. So it goes through the loop. Just that obviously this kind of is. Don't know if that will necessarily help, but it still works for me, doesn't it? Yeah, because I want to step over that, and into that, probably. Is that going to show me? Okay, it's going to show me the variable is set to that. And then it's showing me straight away that 6.4. Can I just give myself a new line, please? I don't know if you can hear what I'm hearing, guys, but that's the end of the Limbo soundtrack now. So, run with a variable for. Right, cool. So I can just see it happening. So, that's the end of the array proper, I think. Or, no, that's the end of the array proper. So, if we now step through, we should go off the end of the array, and variable should get scrambled. It is getting scrambled. Right, because that's the previous thing that was declared. So, why was I showing you that? Was I just showing off that knowledge or something? But I could keep stepping through and see if I actually hit that seg fault, and see at what point we hit it. So it's received seg fault, seg V after 24 iterations. I might say that. 24 it said, wasn't it? So that usually counts up to 16. I think 7 should work without seg faulting. Nope. So you can do 6 more. What is seg faulting? What 7 seg faults? And what Casey was saying that was about was the memory page. I believe it's not to do with the bytes, right? It's not writing that number of. It's not writing 6 times 4 bytes over the end. It's on a page basis. Just turn back on this sanitizer. So I think I'm probably roughly done actually here, honestly. I'll do that, and yeah, hitting this. F1 stack left red zone. F3 stack right red zone. Red zone. So presumably what it's saying is that we're writing into the red zone. Which is a bit different from what we were thinking. We were thinking that it was writing up. Okay, so we were thinking it was doing it right to the variable size bit here, which is where we can do. And then, as this was our current frame, and then we were thinking because it was overwriting this stuff before it would be the previous frame. But maybe that isn't the case. Maybe because the stack is, let's say in here, isn't it? The stack frame. In addition to registers, each function has a frame on the runtime stack. This stack grows downwards from high addresses. It grows downwards from high addresses, right? So if we say that it declares the variable, yeah, because this is what we're thinking, right? It declares the variable at some point, right? And then it grows downwards, you know, like going this way. So the previous frame would be there, which would be holding the variable, holding this variable, and then it grows down to provide space for this power of something and the base. The variable, exactly. Finally found it, maybe. Have we found the variable? Let's ask her. Have we found? Ah, so she's pretty optimistic. Well, I don't know, I mean, we must have found the variable. So maybe it's saying here, like the output is saying that we're running into the red zone. Oh, hang on a minute, when you've got the stack left and the stack right, so let's just see how big this is. I mean, all these zeros are addressable. Is it telling me what is actually addressed, though? I mean, is it just telling me that this is what's being addressed in this I don't know, this cycle? Oh, okay. Connor's getting tired. All right. Good night, Connor. Sleep well, mate. What time is it anyway where you are? It's like 2:46 here. Thought you were in the US, where it's currently 6:45 in Seattle. What day is it as well? It's Wednesday. Oh man, so it's like, it's over a week. It's over a week since we were in Seattle. Where I sorely wish we still were. So, mind you, Connor's he's only young, so he's got to get an early night's sleep, I think. Probably, I don't know, could it be 11:15 where Connor is, which, yeah, very, very late. Have a good night's sleep, Connor. So this stack left and right thing, I wonder if this is going to say what that means. I suppose actually I could have, this is what I'll do now, I'm just going to look up GDB stack left and stack right. Just going to figure out what these things are, and then I think I'll just call it a day. Because I've already done 2 hours. I've only done an hour. Right. How do I add the shift left and right? Which are left, right, cosets. GDB, do not show the right source code. It's stack left. Stack right. Outer window fashions. That's not going to be what I want. Heat buffer overflow. Oh yeah, of course. So I could actually just put in the actual thing. So stack left red zone. And stack right red zone. Stack left red zone. Let's look at that. Memory part 5 debugging tools. The passive versions are only allocated memory that cannot be allocated in order to easily detect out of buffer accesses. The first thing memcheck does is to maintain a register of all allocated memory. Every time a new chunk of memory is allocated, memcheck keeps track of it by remembering the return pointer, the amount of memory allocated, as well as the backtrace from which it has been allocated. Additionally, it adds some red zones around the allocated memory that cannot be allocated in order to easily detect out-of-buffer accesses. But what I want to know is what's the difference between the left and the right red zone. I wonder if the GDB man page will actually tell me this. Since it is GDB that's outputting it. Of course it doesn't. I mean, I'm building with Clang, but I'm not sure if that's something they can tell me. It's gonna be something that I'll need to find in the manual, isn't it? Such as this, which it's not quite able to do. Page 16 was that thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's the stack. So it's the stack frame, isn't it? Really. Dwarf definition. This is what Fiery Drake has been using, I believe. Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, stack layout. Now why can't I just? Oh, I can do that. I take to the right place then. The lens scan doesn't on the red zone. Brilliant. And therefore, this area is not allowed to be used by kernel code. Kernel code should be compiled by GCC. Oh, are they just talking about the Linux kernel? They probably are, aren't they? Yeah. So that's not specific. That's not what I'm looking for, really. Yeah. So it's just that. I presume it's just that stack frame thing. Rotate. I don't know. Maybe it's just because you've got the left and the right, haven't you? It's not a DDB thing. It's Clang. Yeah. Clang's just sanitizer. Right. Okay. Yeah, they're flagging something to prevent elevator scrubbing that. That's a question for Fiery Drake, definitely. Yeah, I was just thinking it because you've got the left and the right. You know, that's two things. Oh wow, Cody 1 Sock has got a networking final tomorrow. Gambata with your networking final. Have you seen Pat Wyatt's talk from Handmade Com, Cody? He was the guy who did all the he did the network programming on games that I haven't actually played, honestly. Let me see if I can find him. Let me see if I can also link up OBS. Or Jack, rather. So let's hop back to that. So, should we get in the same pattern? In fact, tell you what, while I'm here. Yeah, okay, so there's me, guys. That's me, there's Abney. There's Fiery Drake. That's Andy. Andrew. JDR. That's Casey, obviously. That's Mike Acton. I think actually that up there, I think she's Anna. I think I'm right in saying that. But I don't know. Also, I don't know if you can actually hear what I'm saying here because because of the volumes might be a bit off whack. Yeah, okay, so yeah, hopefully you could actually hear me talking. Yeah. let me just get the chat back. Oh yeah, no, not annotating the Hamicon. No, I'm just looking for Pat.
And it was like
That's Tommy.
So hold on a second. That would adjust the.
Where was Pat? He was after lunch, wasn't he?
Scratch to
There's
do.
Pat.
Right. So what you want to do is instead of
So this is
instead of
Pat
trying
here.
to
He
get
was
stuff
the
from a really
network programmer.
long distance away server where like
Oh,
64K,
no.
you know, you send it and then there's a long pause before the acknowledgement comes back, and so you're not constantly filling
Yes.
the
Just
stream.
tell you
So you want to have
properly.
the file server really close to people so that you can send a lot of data more quickly. So
Okay.
the instead of the delay being the limiting factor, instead it's the size of the channel being the limiting factor of how
And
much bandwidth you can send.
Is that like workaroundable? Meaning, like, let's say I actually only had one file
Guild
server.
Wars.
It sounds
yeah,
like that's
he
per
worked
TCP
on
connection. So
Warcraft,
in theory, could a
Diablo,
client
Starcraft,
be
and
written
Guild
to
Wars.
open multiple TCP connections to the server
Certainly.
so
Yeah,
that
do
it
the
can
network
start
code for
multiple
that.
64K chunks in parallel? But you
So if
decided
you're
not
doing
to do that, I
networking,
guess.
That's right. You certainly
Coding.
could do that. But what we did is
Then
we just distributed servers all over the world,
this
like we had them in
guy here
Japan, Taiwan, Korea,
he's the guy
2
to
data
listen
centers
to.
in the US and a data center in Europe. And
Okay.
that was
Absolutely
enough to do the
fascinating
job.
stuff.
Cover
He
most
was
of our user base. I mean, Australian users had the software, but we just couldn't afford to
talking
put
about
servers in.
at the con.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and so we just had lots
so
of
much
servers,
information,
which creates
and
another
I
interesting
kind of-
problem, which is whenever you want to
Well, I mean, I was in a
do
bit of a-
build, you have to make sure that every server
bit of a
has all the
dreamland
data
for most
before you
of
can
it,
really say that the
so-
build is truly live. So it's a distributed database commit problem.
It's one that
How
I'm
did
looking
you
forward
handle
to,
that?
rewatching.
It's actually fairly straightforward. It's like, okay, everybody got the data?
a
Everybody,
really lovely
everybody
guy
ready?
as well.
Ready? Go!
Got to speak to him.
And then afterwards, you're like, okay, did everybody get it? Okay, we're
Alright, so
good, right?
yeah,
And then if
Fanny's-
one of them didn't
yeah,
get it, then you
Fanny's
keep
told us.
trying
Welcome
again
to
and
He
again.
was like, get it, get it,
He's
get
very
it. And then
successful.
eventually he wakes up.
Yeah, but you
that
wait
was he.
until everybody's got all the data, and then you try and commit the metadata on all the
So,
systems
yeah.
simultaneously. And
Okay.
there's only
This is
like
a guy from
twice
networking.
in 5 years that it ever failed.
Essentially.
And wow, okay. And that's so
But
And
failed
we
in a
can
way
just
that
keep that
required
open,
human
can't we?
intervention.
I suppose.
these are
Just wanna finish
database.
up.
When you say database, are you talking literally about something that you guys wrote, or are you
So
talking
let's
about?
just look-
Okay.
Right.
So
look
basically,
back
it's
at
not like
how
we
it
installed
was.
MySQL or something. It's like we wrote this
Yeah,
thing
yeah, it's
from
just the
scratch to do
left and
exactly
right.
this job
That's
of
it.
serving
So what I was
the
going
hard
to say
assets.
was
That's right.
maybe
Okay.
the
Yeah, and in fact, like it's embedded in the Guild Wars client. When you see the dw.data.
maybe
And what kind of
because you got left and right, maybe it's just the current frame and the previous frame. Maybe that's literally all it is.
how many people updating and how much traffic? Do you have any kind of do you give people a ballpark?
F1 is there an F2?
Weren't that many of them? You said six
Yeah,
or
tell you
seven.
what. Yeah, that's not true at all. 'Cause you've got the mid red zone as well. So yeah, I suppose I don't know what these red zones actually are.
How much would one typically handle these things for?
So each one would saturate like
We don't have any mid zones. So it could be interesting as you know, kind of like an exploratory exercise, just to see if we can see how much we can break and see how many of these little legends we can get to actually show up in our little thing. It's the last one for the semester, so that's pretty exciting. Oh, sweet. Yeah, also Pat has a, I think it's something Coyote. Is it Net? I think his Twitch thing is Net Coyote. I think I'm right in saying that. Yeah, that's the guy. So yeah, you want to follow him. And after you've done your finals, you can chill out and listen to him. Just being awesome. But yeah, I think I'll probably call it there. I think it's been mostly successful. I've written that array again. I've written the function again. I mean, I've literally written. I've written a main again, right? I've done that, and we've looked at the fsanitize address thing. we've looked at that, we've established that that does do what I wanted it to do. Namely, find, spot this overrun. Spot that, spotted that. So yeah. And interestingly, I think today also, I think I did this a little bit differently from how I'd done it the previous days.
But I mean, there are other people who worked on like texture compressors.
I think the function is the same. I think that's exactly the same as I'd previously done it. But this stuff down here is a little bit different. Like I don't recall doing the bass like that. Yesterday I called it an array, but I mean that's just the same. That float variable. Yeah, that was just a test, wasn't it? Could do some optimizers, could I? Let's see. Logical one. Int. Power method. Power function, dude. It's a function. I could optimize my power function. Okay, so if I experiment 0. So exponent 0 is always going to be 1, right? And so I've done that there, I've set that. And he's still living vicariously to the games, don't swear. I'm sure bots said that before. Well, at least one of the bots said something about living vicariously. So okay, so what you're saying is don't declare this, aren't you? Basically, I'd imagine. So for int I equals 0, I do want it to iterate from 0, definitely. I is less than the exponent. Wait a second. So we're passing. So when I'm calling power or something. Sorry, when I'm calling power. There. So the exponent. I've got over if statements yet. I haven't. Oh, what? Are you going to say what if? I mean, what? Because I mean, if I do an if, that's going to have to check it, isn't it? Oh, right. So would that be cheaper than going through the loop? Is that what you're saying? So. So you're saying. Hang on a second. Yeah, I mean, I know what I probably want to do is it's if the exponent is 0, then the result is the base. Oh, sorry, the result is 1. Yeah. Where would I put that though? Because the exponent's always going to be 0 at some point. Isn't it? Just a problem. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Keep going with that. So I'm going to connect to the lobby server. So I TCP to the lobby server. There's a shortcut for exponent of 1. And presumably this is also going to involve. That's true. Yeah. The exponents. Yeah. But how do I? how do I make it not go through the loop though?
So sure. So like usually the model
So what?
server talks to the database server,
Um,
and pulls out all your data, and then after that it talks to the server, which is called site server, but it's like a matchmaking
yeah, I
server that
mean,
says, play with
what
that
it's
little
saying is
last
if the
line of code.
exponent
So find a line
if the
first.
exponent is equal
So
to
the
0.
matchmaking server doesn't have any of those yet, right? Because it's a brand new build or
Oh,
like
sorry.
okay, day one, whatever. Okay. And so it has a whole bunch of game services connected up to
Actually,
the matchmaking server and said, hi, I'm available for
because it's going to iterate through, isn't
I
it?
have X
Right.
account. And so the matchmaking server says, you are going to
So
play the
for
game.
this,
Go create a line arch. We'll call it
he's saying
and,
put the if in
the
here.
server would create that, send back a token to the
Um,
server, send it back to
if the
the
exponent
client.
is equal
Client's
to
got this
0,
token, which is like
then
token that says,
return
I'm allowed to join this game and the address of that game. Okay. So then I join that game and I say, hi, I'm Patrick, I'm token.
return 0.
Purchase communication.
That's
Then
how the
the
loop.
game
Yeah.
server then goes to the database path server, says, get me these past records. Oh, he's not doing anything.
But I mean,
He's passing the
how would that work though? I mean, how would that
entire record. It has all your inventory, like you custom the map.
before you do the float result equals 1?
So there's a ton of servers in there that you just mentioned just for that.
Oh right, up there.
For the basics. So,
Okay.
so the first question is, I guess before I ask
I'm with you, right?
for
So
specifics about those,
so
why
will we?
are there so many servers?
Interesting,
So
right?
why
So if the
was
exponent
this a load
is
balancing
that,
thing? Was this just a cleanliness thing or a testability thing?
then it
Like,
returns
why do we
0.
have that many servers involved in just
Um,
this one process?
Sure. So it's really good when you have a lot of
and then presumably it just exits the loop, does it?
because if you try to do too many things at once, then it's
And then if exponent is equal to 1,
so like isolation components.
then return is equal to base, right? Is that what you're saying?
So the smaller something is, the better it fits into like 7 plus or minus 2 items.
And then it will set the result to be 1,
And each one of those,
and then it will go for the loop.
things can be separated. Separation.
But you'd want to start the loop.
So basically, your
Exponent plus
if we can define
2.
a a set of operations that clearly form something that can all be done with the same set of data, we're going to make that into a separate server if we can. Even if
Fix
that's
equal
going to run the
to
same
1.
machine as some other server, we'd rather
Oh,
have
sorry.
it be
You
like
want to return
sort
1, yeah, of
the
course.
same thing, rather than merging these two things together.
That's right. And then also, another really compelling reason to do that
And then you're saying you start off
buying bigger and bigger services.
up there, is that right?
Instead of being a linear cost, it scales exponentially. So, if you want a 4-processor server, it's more than twice as expensive as a 2-processor. An 8-processor is more than 4 times as expensive as a 5-processor.
Just have to
So
make
if
this
you can
actually
have the
work.
ability to distribute these things across lots of cheaper machines, it's a win there as well.
That's right.
Oh.
And also, like when you design your stuff to be, it's called horizontally scalable. Like vertically scalable is buy a bigger server, right? Because you can only get so big before you run out of, like there isn't a 256 core server that you can just jog by, or at least you couldn't
Is that what you're talking about?
core era.
Purposely?
Yeah, without spending like almost $1 million.
Yeah, yeah.
So wait a second, let me just stop printing this.
You want to scale
There we
horizontally,
go.
that causes you to re-architect the way that you write your software. And also then, like, oh, well, one of our off servers blew up. Right.
Okay. Because you just have lots of off servers running wherever.
So that's correct, isn't it?
Okay, so going back to
So you're saying
sort of
that
that server breakdown then. So if my
doing this optimization,
philosophy is like lots of little servers, each just
or
has
rather
its
what
own
you're saying
thing, I
is
can
that
fix an error
this
one
is an
time,
optimization
and I
of
like
the power
programming that way
function.
because then I have a much more well-defined sort of problem-based and solutions to problems. What about sort of the extra interconnects with this bit, right? Meaning the fact that now these things have to talk to each other, don't I sort of introduce a new failure point or a new thing I've got to get right every time these two
All these
servers
values
can't
seem
call
to be
functions,
right.
they've got to actually now have a packet protocol. How did you approach that? Because that seems like that would then be something you maybe
Just
want
change this base to be something that
Tell me how
it should still start in the same place and say the cost of plus.
The servers each have different.
Just try the same place, right?
It's like, an RPC protocol. It happens to be a custom one, although like there's lots of different.
So you don't
They use
save the cost of plus 2.
because like lots of people have studied this
Really?
code out like or another means
Yeah, experiment. Oh right, right. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I'll have to just actually look through this thing. Okay, so you call the function, and the first thing it does is it checks to see if exponent is 0.
one of the
Well,
experiments that
actually,
we did in Bronco was that we tried never to demand. Like we ran 24/7.
experience only gets used when you hear something, doesn't it?
Yeah, that does sound familiar.
And so like what you had to do was like rolling upgrades of your server.
Experience is
Upgrade
0.
one had to continue to work, like new version and
How
old
does it
version.
know that
Or,
it's...
rather, new protocol and old protocol had to continue to
How
work.
does it
But
know
now we've got a new server running.
that the exponent is 0
Protocol running.
at that point?
So you take down the server.
Is it kind of
Okay, this server
back
just got a server. Everybody get off it. Okay. Empty.
solving, as it
Kill.
were?
Restart the new version. Okay, server
Is it like
empty.
setting up that condition,
Mm.
and it only actually does
Is that
this
some kind of a, so
once
that
it gets
sort
to it
of scale
in the
down
loop?
thing,
Is
I've got
that
a
what's
bunch of it.
happening?
This is a thing that had to be built into all the servers, I assume. It's the concept of like, you have
No.
to go down for maintenance now, and we built that in from day one.
Okay.
You go down for maintenance, we get everyone off, and they go to some other servers, and then we can do whatever kind of upgrade.
The exponent here
And this is
is
built into every server, or do you kind of like,
going to be...
so
Right,
we
well,
talked
notice
about
the
having
loop.
so many servers, and I can't, again, I
Right.
can't remember the number, but you had listed so many servers.
Interesting, but how does it know when to start the loop at the...
Yeah, I think
at, like, the third
Did you develop
iteration?
that with a particular, I don't want to say framework because that's kind of maybe a loaded term, but did you essentially have some code
Call it
that is
that.
shared between all these servers, which is like,
Let's
okay,
go to
we
the
kind of
0.
get this now, maybe a little bit into it, how we want these servers to
So,
work, so we kind of built a standard,
I don't know
our
what's in
standard
here.
server
Yeah.
library. What does that look like?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And then this will return, this will exit immediately. Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, yeah. The code doing this. I don't know if
Oh, okay.
So in a sense, a server instance may be thought of as the lobby server, but really it's sort of the generic server, like top thing, whatever this is, with only the lobby server loaded up and running. But technically, if we wanted to, we could have also
I
had it
suppose
load up in that same server.
it's because of this, isn't it? It's because what's happening is when I call this, when I set this up and when I call power, it's going through the loop here, isn't it? Right. So it's actually this loop that we're talking about. It goes through this, and it sets the base. It sets the exponent here to be 0, and it looks in and it sees if the exponent is 0. It is, so it returns 1. Next time through the, and then it prints stuff out. Next time through the loop, I is then 1. So then when it calls power, it sees the exponent as 1 and returns the base. And then prints this out. And the next time through the loop, the exponent is then 2. It calls it, it sees that it's not 0 or 1. So each time it goes through, each time you call it, it checks. Right, it does this if, does these 2 ifs before getting to the loop.
Of course, but I guess I just want to quickly kind of go through some of these things.
Is that what's happening? So yeah, you get the 2, see it's neither of those.
So talk a little bit about the GCP versus GDP thing, because you mentioned that like kind of the topic thing. You said Guild Wars used all
Pops a
GCP, which is
2.
not surprising to me. We actually have friends recently where I was like lamenting the fact that like you can't actually download a file in a browser. Like downloading a file in a browser.
Pops a 2 there.
Half the time it just like stops, and nobody knows why, right?
Correct evaluation.
Like
Right,
Guild Wars,
cool.
I don't think ever had any of these sorts of problems. So, I guess
Yeah,
does
that's
that sort of say
interesting.
that like, well, can you give me a little bit of background, TCP versus UDP, and how do you, if you're going to do
I think a shortcut
how do
for
you do it
squaring
right
it.
versus doing it wrong? Because I see so many people who've obviously done that. Does that make sense as a question?
Base times base,
So the first
rather than result times base. Would that be better to do? Or base add base even, if you want. No, sorry, that's completely rubbish. Not base add base. Yeah, it's just base times base, isn't it? I mean, that's the only difference from the result times equal to base. I mean, I really need to be able to time these things. You're saying
position and angle, like or your position and velocity, something like that, so that
Why would that be
any
any?
time when I receive a packet, I know exactly where you are, where you're heading. But if I lose one of those, I
Why
don't
would
care
that be
as long
any
as the
quicker?
connection is TCP position. In fact,
I suppose you.
bad to receive
I suppose you
a
go out
failed
early and
position,
out,
now
aren't
you're
you?
caught backwards in time. So TCP would be a terrible protocol for that. But for
Ah, shit. Of
minimum file, it
course.
actually works really well because
Yeah, man.
almost every
Yeah,
single
good
message
point.
that you would send is something that you would have wanted to know correctly, right? Like, I picked up this, right? That is
Of
not a message
course.
that you lose because if you did, then
Hey, I
you
haven't done a shift yet,
and so
so.
reliable order protocol works really well. The downside to
Uh.
reliable order is like in some devices, like in mobile devices, for example, you
But
lose
I
those
can't.
connections all the time. Like you're on the bus, you go through a tunnel, and TCP doesn't
Loading powers
survive
with
the
base.
switch in the tunnel. Whereas UDP, the phone can keep going, oh, really? And so
Yeah, can't do that,
it's
mate.
great for
But
mobile
it's
devices.
floats.
You need high bandwidth connection. If you're going to do something low bandwidth,
Let's
like
just change these to be.
UDP works really well.
But what happens, so TCP connections are not necessarily reliable either, so presumably the game kind of has to deal with that case as well. And is that, like I said, kind of using the straw man of the browser that can't download a file for some reason, is that just basically about, okay, the game just has to be smart about checking the connections, if I haven't received anything in a certain amount of time, kill it, start another one. Like, how much logic would you say you have to put into making a TCP connection work the way it needs to for
Yeah,
a
it
game
seems that way.
versus the way it needs to apparently for a file browser or a web browser?
Yeah.
Ah, right.
And you can look
Yeah.
at the socket library for all of our servers
And also, 6 squared is not 24.
Okay.
Is it?
So it's not a huge amount of code. I think it's more of a conceptual model that you have when working with sockets.
Okay.
That you just have to assume that it can break at any given time.
Okay.
And plan to break.
Or is it 48?
So we had sort of a coding standard in Unit, which
Oh,
was
man.
like, don't have functions return failure. So don't return Boolean values. Like, I failed, something went wrong. Except for a
So
couple
it's
of
the
cases.
base,
One
isn't
of
it?
the sockets when you're going into files. Okay. If you open a file, like obviously it's
Yeah, base shifted up 2.
but like for memory allocation, it either succeeds or your program blows
Because you
up.
need to think in shifting
You
up
can
2
send a
by
flag
exponents of
saying,
2.
I'd like to know if this would fail, and then you can like
Like a
actually,
probe.
yeah, it'll return null and say, well, I'm sorry, I cannot get it. And that code is obviously
Uh,
prepared to deal with that failure. The idea is like if you try and load a model file and it doesn't load up, what the heck are you gonna do?
Okay.
Well,
Base
you can crash the game,
shifting
but
up
it's not really user friendly. So you just show a white box.
by.
So you basically always had a case where when we do something that we know can fail, the code is
Okay.
designed around the fact that that's actually just a legal operating condition. I'll either get this model or I won't. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not an imperative.
Can you shift up by arbitrary? Well, hang on, you're saying
I can ask if it's valid.
you need
Oh, okay.
thinking shifting up 2 by exponents of 2. Are you sure that you can do that when the base isn't 2
You never
though?
really had any misgivings about using TCP then. You felt like that was totally fine as long as you architect around the fact that you expect.
Because like the base of things.
Yes, although like in practice,
Um,
the thing that really affected us the most was at any moment in time, like somebody's going to make somewhere.
Because shifting up is
So like
moving things up.
like they're hopping through 18 different routers to get from your house to your
Let me just draw this out. So you've got like 1,
like the routes change
2,
and or like
4, 8,
something that's published in our game
16,
decides to use maintenance in the data center, which
32,
and you would think like
64,
this is in 2005, right? Like
Um,
people were making routers.
so you've got these. So shifting up 2, you move 1.
But there's this thing called
Mind you,
route convergence, and like what happens is your router takes a few seconds before like you have a
mind you, 1 shifted up 2 will be 4, won't it?
set of routers, right? And the active gets taken down either by manual control or like a
Each is a multiple of 2.
It's such a long time that each piece of connects like
Yeah,
Okay.
and so
yeah, that's right.
the folks in data centers
So that's not really what we want, is it? Because we're not multiplying by 2.
right, what it
We're
means
multiplying
is that,
by
70,000 players just lost their
we're multiplying by the base.
It does sound like something that in a sci-fi
Aren't
film
we?
could be about a bunch of people, the great conversion.
So
happens
that is
upon
a
us.
shifting
Some routes are
shifting by
getting,
2 is a
Whereas
Okay.
if you use UDP,
shifting
then
by 2
you
is a
have much
power
more
of 2.
control over that process because you can just keep trying, and eventually
Hmm.
and your packets will start getting through again.
And so why didn't you guys decide to
Just,
do something like, for example, use your own, reliable stuff on top of it?
Yeah, 4 shifted up 2 is 16.
Yeah, the game worked well enough.
Yeah, I understand that.
That
because we've got
You know, because that probably
you got the 4, then you shift that up 2 to be 16. Shift up 3 would be 32. Right. Like 16 times 4. Oh, hang on a second.
One more question on that, because you were talking about like first person shooters.
No, that won't be right either.
Guild Wars still is kind of an action game in the sense that
Like you
people
can't.
like walking around.
Oh god, not this again.
Why
So
not
if we
want
say
that
in,
sort of GDP like this or that version of it where I'm just sort of sending
so yeah,
where
4
guys
to,
are.
4
I
to
don't
the
really
2
want to know where they were,
is
30 seconds
16.
ago. If that packet got dropped, I don't care anymore.
And then 4 to the
What, like, is that
4
just
to the
not
3 is
that
going to be
important, or
64.
are there
So it's
reasons
not going to be
why
shifting up.
for Guild Wars that's not true in the same way?
It's not shifting up like 3 things here.
We wanted to make a game that was less switch focused.
Okay.
And so like all these
You know,
things,
what I'm thinking it's doing.
we had lots of different business rationales and gameplay
Yeah.
rationales and technical rationales.
Yeah, maybe we can't actually do that.
And like they all sort of overlap with each other. So like yeah, we could have done arrow combat where you fire an arrow and you have to be aiming in the right direction, but we decided that was not what the spirit was.
See, I'm thinking.
So when you fire an arrow, like you know, you're actually over there because you've been running this way.
Also, the result here.
Like just like fire the arrow and the arrow like it doesn't really
Oh, the base is mod 2.
curve in space, but like conceptually
Yeah.
that's what humans you can't see, right? Because on my system, you're standing over there, I fire, it hits you. And
If
really,
base 2 is
it's
equal
over
to
there,
2,
so,
if base equal to return
the arrow's still,
1
your
shift of
system
the
looks
exponent.
one way, my system looks another, the same resolution happens, right? At the point the arrow is fired, we decide whether it's a hit or not, as we're going to do in motion.
I
Oh,
suppose
nice.
that's a good, I was going to say reason because we're
Okay, good luck with your networking, final, Cody.
So I suppose that's a good thing to tie it back to the earlier games as well. So we haven't talked much about how the
Base is
architecture
equal to
works
2.
for the actual gameplay inside Guild Wars. So it
Yeah, I
sounds
mean,
like this is maybe sort of a hybrid.
yeah, we're kind of special case.
A little bit
So
of
what
a
you're saying
lot,
is,
because we're going through a server now, so
this is going to
obviously
special
everything
case
gets all in
the
one place, which is a little bit more
the case where you've got where the base is 2.
in the sense that what the client
Right.
sees is sort of just trying to represent what it got from the server in some way. So can you talk a little bit about how you decided to do
Return
that?
1
Was that informed
shift
a lot
this
by
from the
sort of
exponent.
experience with Warcraft or Outpost Warcraft?
Right. So,
Yeah.
in Guild Wars, what
Okay.
happens is
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
server is
Oh.
coordinated for any
So yeah, that's a fine thing to do, I suppose. So if it's that,
but clients
then
do
you
their
just
best to model that
return
in a way that seamlessly
1 shifted up
if
by
I
the
start walking,
exponent.
I don't have to go and ask the server, hey, what if I walk over here? I already know all the collision information that's local to my
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
know where
I'm
the cars are, and I know where all the objects and
yeah.
and so I can effectively, perform pathfinding
By the
around
channel.
those things.
Yeah.
And like if I bump through a wall, my local
And then the
client
base.
back up.
So I suppose this thing here was like.
And
My question was, is doing base times base
telling me what
any better than doing result equals result times equals base?
And I didn't quite know that that was true yet because they all sort of formed a wall right really quickly pass through. Then on my system I might actually have to teleport back a little bit. But by and large, the rate of communication you have with the server is high enough to keep people in contact. But if you did, then the server just says nope.
Okay, so that's correct.
Tell me to move back.
Okay, so basically you sort of have a model where the client side is effectively running the game as much as it can.
But yeah, then again, I need
and
to be able to
it's
time
getting
these
whatever amount
things,
of corrections
because otherwise it's
the server
just.
has to, like, hey, yeah, you moved there,
I mean, like
and
doing
I understand
this
you drew that, but that was
is
wrong,
not going to
so,
do anything
you
at
know,
all.
move
Right,
the
look
guy
at
back
that,
on
the
my
granularity of that.
that sort of thing.
Or if you want to pick up an item,
I need to actually have some proper timers in.
now you have an animation sequence.
So that's probably what I'll do.
Done. So the likelihood is that
I don't know, is it worth doing that tomorrow?
so it's not like you pick up.
I mean, honestly, it might be worth doing.
It takes a while, and like it could just.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? So if you have like loads of ifs, then is it going to be a win overall? You know, would you not just be better off going straight to the loop? I mean, I appreciate that bit shifts are going to be cheap, cheaper than multiply, probably.
Yeah, so there's two things that I think are really helpful. One is to model everything as if
But
you know, like
are they going to be cheaper than
or an hour, right? Because you start to think about the problem. It's like I have to ask the server something. Every time I do that,
is a bit shift plus all the ifs going to be cheaper than just multiplying it straight up?
what am I going to do about that? And so it helps to think about one system. The other is
Depends.
you can inject
Yeah, exactly.
new servers, and in fact, it's not run server
think I might have this document that Casey's mentioned. It's not that. It's a massive series. It's one of them. It's plus plus I is super expensive. Oh right. Interesting. I wonder why that would be so expensive. Because you tell it that it's an int, don't you? So you know it's going to have that space reserved, I'd imagine. So it reserves an int's worth of space for the I. So it's not like it has to keep looking for that. And then I would have thought that each time through, it would probably... Oh, mind you, it might actually test what I is first, before adding... Yeah, I suppose there is some logic that needs to be in that plus plus I, isn't there? So yeah, okay, I think I can roughly guess why that's expensive, actually.
You sort of talked about stuff like hacking and encryption and these sorts of things, and peer-to-peer versus server, and then there was like, OS choice or were you going to be Linux or Windows for hosting the server and all these sorts of things.
Oh man,
so
too
I
much.
guess my sort of broad question on that stuff is,
Definitely need to.
Tremendous amount of new things you kind of have to think
definitely need
about.
to
Is there a particular
destroy
resource,
some
like, I don't know, maybe like you said you
key
talk on
combinations.
one of these at one point, but like, has anyone compiled sort of like things you should think about for your network game from some experts?
Trying to think of how much
kind of just go through like,
yeah.
It's not trying to tell you how everything needs to do.
Yeah, it's one that Casey's mentioned quite a lot.
Think about all these things because there were things on that list that I never. What would you point you to a specific blog or?
It's not the intrinsics guide. It's one of these, because there's this and there's it's that one that has all the, it lists the instructions for all of the processes along with their like cycle cost. Right. Instruction tables. Agner. Yeah, this is the one. So I'll just still use your float. Ah, right. Yeah. Instruction table. 262 pages. Yeah, this is the thing.
Like for example, we had a bug in where we had these color codes that you could
Thanks for linking this, Valerie.
So there's a color code that you could use if you sent that color code, it would cause the fast. And so all of a sudden we started seeing like this.
Was this the one that doesn't have doesn't have much of a contents page though?
Something's going wrong, like lots of players are disconnecting, like and we're also getting lots of crash reports.
Excellent. So I'm on an Intel 4th core here. Just got the following microprocessors. AMD K7. So that. In fact, if I just search for Haswell, that could be the best way. Search continued. Awesome. If I can just look out and run somewhere. Oh yeah, I suppose once I get here,
Pablo from France.
I'm not 100% sure what I'm actually looking for.
Like we would come to his parents.
That's the Via Nano.
But he never stopped.
How did that phone
Silvermont.
call go?
It should be after that.
We'd really like little Pablo to stop
No.
taking down the Guild Wars server.
Thomas was making too damn much money. So, he could sell items online. But the thing is, we started watching it really closely and watching what he was
But honestly, I could do with downloading
we were
this.
able to identify bugs that they could really take advantage of.
Yeah, look at this new theme. It's like GTK3. Don't want GTK3. I like the fact that it keeps coming up with Martin Cohen's 33 grams.
You told me, you walked up here right before you were going to start talking.
I don't know quite why it decides to do that.
How do I get a job in the game industry? Because I had asked Mike about that. You had something you wanted to say, so we've got time.
Sure.
What did you want to say?
So, I mean, it's the number one question I get asked, so I figured rather than like everybody rushing down here.
Looks like pretty universal. 4 increments to be 1 cycle. Get to that inside the loop.
Number one, I mean, I think gaming is great because I've lived with it for years. But
Alright.
I think
So should have been more specific.
So passion is an excitement for stuff. I mean, it sort of relates to curiosity that I can talk about. But demonstrable means you have something that you can show. And it doesn't have to be a game, but if you like, this is code that I wrote, it wasn't
It's more like it.
or if
So
you're a designer, like this
we are
is
doing
whatever, Half-Life 2, like the levels that I did. If nobody else participated at all, look at all these cool things I did in it. And it's great stuff that you can bring into and talk about in field view. That shows that, you haven't measured
conditional jump,
I've been in
but it's an if, isn't it?
like most people say, I was so busy with school.
Is that conditional jump? Loop.
We all have a certain amount of hours in a
Yeah,
day.
loop.
You just choose
So
what you do. If you watch a TV
it's 7 cycles to do a loop.
passionate, you want to be successful at something, when you're early in your career,
1 cycle latency. And alright.
then you have to find a way to demonstrate that. So I think that really helps a lot. And you can also contribute to other people's projects. But I think
Floating
that,
points.
it's harder to demonstrate like
Instructions.
Looking at hiring,
Yeah, I mean the thing is I'm kind of mostly guessing as well what the instructions are because I don't have the assembly view up. Right.
so the best way to hire is to look back at somebody's done in the past because that is the best way for them beyond any other thing.
Yeah,
So demonstrate.
I'm not sure 100% how best to look for this.
Interviews are really hard. Like just about anything you go to, like any bigger company is going to have a really hard test that is really all day long. There's a great book for
Checking the hacks that use log
and if
for
you can solve every
exponents.
problem in that book, you'll get a job
Right.
wherever you want.
Yeah, log actually is something I don't fully understand.
People go to college for 4 years or something like that,
Uh,
and then they're like, well, maybe I'll study a little bit for.
like most of my maths learning came from college. Not college, from high school. And I don't remember us really doing log. I remember the most complicated thing I was doing was quadratic equations, numerical methods. Let's see.
But what about companies?
Or for example, the things
Oh right, high school. I see. Actually, to be honest, right, the most complex now will be what Casey's teaching us. So the linear interpolation.
I think that's it. Thank you so much for talking with us.
That is something that I never learned in school. Unfortunately. American Husband C. Is this a book?
We'll have to find some way of convincing you to come on Handmade Heroes.
It sounds very
one day at a time for us here.
numerical recipes in C.
Seriously? Dude, we got to do that then, because like I said, I get that asked that all the time, and it would be awesome. It would be totally awesome if you would.
Yeah, man, that was Pat agreeing to be on Handmade Hero.
I'd like to
What an
probably start
absolute
the next
legend.
one at about 2:55, so if you guys want to take a stretch and all that, we can do that, but then we'll be up in just a few minutes.
Yeah. So, sorry, yeah, I could just sit here and watch the con all day, honestly. Oh, there's Abner, it just pops up. Actually, I wonder if my book appears after this. Because I was taking a book around, there's John. Getting like, I got the speakers to sign it, I got like people at the con to sign it as well. 20 times. Wow. Hey Neo piece. Bit old. The numerical recipes is a bit old these days. Probably new papers with better methods. Right. The book. The online archery book. Yeah, I don't like how... Well, this theme stuff, it's like in my previous theme, this was black. This is all nice and black. The scroll bar was black as well, as black and blue. I've just lost everything now. Thanks to GTK3. Is this a shockwave thing? I might just escape from that. Oh my god. Okay, so it's 1,256 pages long. Wow. Wow, that's not going to be a cheap book. Just out of fast power stuff. Oh gosh. Is this going to be the whole book? Oh, blimey. This is one to save. Wow, thanks for all this stuff. This is fantastic. Is it going to be Martin Cohen's thing again? No, it's not. No, wow, I've got so much stuff here to go off. Pat Wyatt. Used to be the bio for algorithms and mathematical stuff. Ah, right. So, presume it's got the lerp in, hasn't it? I would just wait for this to search. It's finding something. Yeah. Yeah, and that's it, isn't it? Or is it? Cubic exploitative. Interpolation and extrapolation. Right, so there's a whole chapter on it. Wow. Close enough for government work. Gosh, this looks fantastic. I mean, all this stuff is totally, like, way too advanced for me. But they've got snippets as well. Okay, so maybe I could use this. Yeah. But anyway, how long have we been? Should we have a guess as to how long we've been? I'm gonna ask HMHbot. Roll. How many? We can count up to 100, can't we? So let's say how many hours have I been going? 23 hours. 23 hours and how many minutes? 23 hours and 42 minutes we've been going. We've actually been going for basically the same amount of time as I always go for, which is 2 hours. So, yeah, one of these days I will do a 30-minute practice. They are approximately how long in error margin. Just a few fast powers. Fast pow. Just have a look for this. Oh, there's Ron. A very distinctive shirt. What happened there? Did I lose the what? Oh, blimey, so... Oh, dear. I swear this is just GTK3 just screwing it all up again. Power is basically producing logs. Oh right, that's you talking about, isn't it? Power B equals X, log X, A. It's really a fast log of fast log. I don't know what X is, so we use 2. The trick is that a floating point number is already in a log style format. I presume this is the right thing, isn't it? 3 to the 4 equals 81. Approximation yields... Oh, blimey. Wow, and that's not even tough to figure out, is it? Let me just throw that into my awesome program. Oh God. Oh, actually, this is the layout that I want. Wow, how did I do that? So hang on a sec. Base 64 is really useful. It says Tycoon 2. That's all I was saying. I'll go to bed. Oh right, okay. Good night then, Tycoon 2. Thank you. What is 3 to the power of 4 is 81. Yeah. What I might like to be able to do actually, not now, but at some point, is to actually be able to be able to do this, right, and pass values on the command line. So rather than editing the source, you know, like if I was in Bash, I'd do something like that. So it'd take the first argument that's passed to it. Might like to be able to do that. I mean, I haven't seen Tosi do that with anything. In fact, I don't think I've seen anybody do that. So maybe there's no real point in being able to do it. But it might be nice to be able to do. I suppose on the occasion that I actually write a program in C, that's supposed to be used on the command line, basically. Before I go there, I'm going to change this back to be a float. Int. Oh right, okay. God. Okay. So that means that this is taking these arguments. So does that mean then that I can say that base is equal to argc or argv. Actually, I'll tell you what, that's probably complete nonsense. Right, build. Hang on a second. Where's the base can be a float. Oh, right, argc is my count of how many. Oh, right. Interesting. Oh, hang on a second. argv is always in the vault program. Ah, right. So, right, I just need to make that int. Oh, right, yeah, because it wanted it to be an int. Can you pass that as a float, I wonder? That'd be pretty weird, actually, if you can. Sorry, not that. Oh, mind you, it's a car, isn't it? Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's got to be an int. That has to be an int. Oh Jesus! Cast my string arg to float. Right, hang on a minute. Is this just going to compile? Just check. Right. So what you're saying is it's taken an int, which was the what was it again?
All right, guys. It is time again.
argc with
Again,
a
I
car
apologize
just
for the breaks being
starts
so
at
short.
argv.
We, one of the things of doing this on Saturday, because I wanted to make it as easy as possible for everyone to come to, and a lot of people work during the week,
Car to stars
was the library isn't open very long on weekends, so we kind of had to compress everything. We can't go
So I'm
8
totally
o'clock,
forgetting
so
it.
I had to keep the breaks relatively short to make sure we had.
Yeah, look at the time, by the way. Look at the time. It's
So anyway,
3:47.
Next speaker, of course, again,
Is
like
Fiery
pretty much
Drake still
everyone
up
at
here?
Amicon
Even
needs an introduction, but
argv.
it's kind of a unique, a bit of a unique perspective, which is that the games that John's worked on have obviously been ones where there's quite a bit of like design and
I need to cast my string arg to float. You can
it's sort
use
of I think perhaps a little bit of a different
A
perspective
to
than people
F,
who work strictly on technology, such as myself,
ASCII to
who don't
float.
sort of think about the design, don't sort of think about those things. But on Handmade here, obviously, we always try to focus on
Okay.
the programming part of programming, but even though we don't ever really get into that design
Right.
stuff, if you are going to be someone who works on programming and who works on researching in the game industry, it's something
Yeah, you
you
know
really
what? I
have
think
to
I might
be aware of,
actually.
because, like, a big part
I think I
of
might call it
work,
there.
a big
Actually,
part of whether it goes well is whether
I can feel
or not
myself
that
getting pretty
whole sort of,
sleepy,
like,
and I'm
overlay
not
of programming
really.
design works well in
I'm not really taking anything in it,
the thing that I
honestly.
really wanted to talk to John about is
So,
that sphere
have I
of
lost
what does
Firefox
it
again?
mean, you know, to have like the technology and the programming sort of like complement design? How does that process work? All those types of
Yeah,
things.
what
I couldn't
is
think of
happening?
anyone better to talk about it because, well, he's one of the best programmers I know, and he's one of the best
Okay,
designers I know.
let's
So,
string to double.
ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm up to Mr. Jonathan Blow.
Yeah, I'll call it there, right? So I've done over 2 hours now, haven't I? Yeah, over 2 hours. So I will call it there. Got my nice little meter going up,
Are you on? You got on YouTube.
and that's what I'll do tomorrow. I'll look to taking input from the command line tomorrow. And I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'll probably just write the same stuff again. Try and take input from the command line, and maybe I'll try and grok pointers a bit more. Because I know we did pointers the other day, but I haven't really fully got them yet. So yeah, that's what I'll do. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Sorry to keep you awake all this time, Fiery. I honestly didn't mean to do it this long. I'm sorry to keep you awake. I'm sorry to keep myself awake as well. Yeah, I think now I'm just gonna dash off and gather supper and watch last night's Only Connect, presented by the fantastic Victoria Cora Mitchell, and then bed. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys. It's been a pleasure as always coding with you.
So let me start out by, well, actually, let me start out by asking.
Yeah, thank you too, Purposely Drifting. You have a great night as well.
Let me start out by saying,
Achieving code.
what I kind of
Yeah,
want to talk about, and it's going to be
sure
a
I
little
will.
hard for me because, like I was saying beforehand, like I have worked with you
Indeed.
before, and I kind of know a bunch
Presently
of
is
stuff, the way you like to break things up. So I'm
basically
going to
fast
try
asleep.
as best I can to pretend
And
to
yeah,
forget what
Fiery, you'll be able
happened, so
to,
I won't leave
you'll
things
know
out
exactly what
but I
tired
apologize if I
Miblo
do it.
looks like.
I'm going to do my best. But what I want to
So
kind of talk
yeah,
about
that's
is, like, if
pretty
you
much
look
what I look
at
like
sort of
now.
the game
Self-inflicted,
in
yeah.
Program now and the game that you did beforehand. So if you look at
Yeah,
Brave
indeed.
Witness, one of the things that I think is kind of
So, okay, yeah. That's it for now. 2 hours, 7 minutes of practicing. It was fun, and there'll be more tomorrow, hopefully. So, thanks again, and good night.